show's always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via Vaughan Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and it is indeed a pleasure to be with you this Saturday. It is also the third Saturday of the month, so at the bottom of the hour, Ajone will join us and we will transition to the ECCB Children's Connection program. So make sure that your children are up and alert. I know many things are happening today, but make sure they're up and alert and listening, because of course we also know that this is Financial Information Month, and so we have a bit of information to share with you as we do every third Saturday of the month. It is just about, we're winding down on the month of October, and we have some signature and milestone events happening within our ministry as well, and so I wanted to also draw our attention to those as we go along. We have coming up this weekend, I can't believe time has flown by, but coming up this weekend we have the midterm break. I thought the midterm break was about 2 weeks away, but I was reliably informed by my team and all of the excited students who are looking forward to the 2 days off from school that the midterm break starts on Friday. The students will have Friday off, and then they will have Monday off. So that is a reminder for those parents. This information was shared with you at the beginning of the school year. It was shared through the ministry, and it was also shared at your individual schools. We know that the concept of the midterm break has been in place for the last perhaps about 3 years, and so we hope that it is something that we expect, but just a general reminder to our parents and to our and parents and guardians. I don't have to remind the students, as I said, and I definitely don't have to remind the teachers that there is no school on Thursday and there's no school on Monday. That's Thursday, no school on Friday. My apologies. So let me do that again. No school. We have no school on October 25th. That's the Friday, October 25th, and we also do not have school on Monday, October 28th. So those are the 2 days off for midterm break. On October 25th, the teachers and school staff will have a recess activity. It is now in its third year, Recess 3.0, and I think the theme this year is 80s versus 90s. The teachers will have their fun interactions as usual, and I think the special feature this year is karaoke, and they'll be doing a bit of that, so we wish them a fun time at Recess 3.0 as well. That event is for school staff only. I know that we hear recess, all the children might think that it's for them, but no, it's for our teachers and school staff. So please ensure that parents, you do not get the students out for school on Friday 25th of October, as well as the 28th of October, which is the Monday, as we will have our midterm break. Also, as a reminder, the Department of Youth has opened up nominations for November and December for the Youth Impact 12 Awards, and the areas of focus are safety, security and protection. That's the November award. So who are our young people who are focused on safety, security and protection? And then our December awardees or area of category is volunteerism. So November, safety, security and protection. The deadline to nominate is Friday, October 25th, 2024. So that's this Friday. That's the deadline for nominations. And then the December area focus volunteerism, and the deadline is November 22nd, 2024. So those are our highlights, and I think for our department and ministry. We have our students continuing to work assiduously, and they are just about halfway through the term, and I know that they're looking forward to Christmas. Even though they had their midterm break, they're looking forward to Christmas as the next big milestone for them. But for us, we also have a few more things to look forward to. We are currently in the football season, and it has been a very interactive and engaging season, and we want to continue to encourage our students who have been doing a remarkable job, and to thank our coaches and teachers who have also been doing a remarkable job as it relates to the football primary school football tournament sponsored by the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank. So we have quite a few, as I said, games. We have games on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We have do we have 3 left or 2 left before the semifinals? So we have one on Sunday tomorrow, and then there's the games on Tuesday, and after that we break because we have the midterm break, and when we come back we do the semifinals, and then after the semifinals we go into the finals. The students have been doing a really good job. I'm so proud of them. They've been doing remarkably well, and so kudos to all of the students and the coaches and their support team. The parents, we want to thank you. You have also been doing a great job of coming out to support your children and your schools and the members of the community, the students, and we all really appreciate your your support for the various ventures. So since the last time I was here, we had a few games, and I will just run you through some of them. From the 13th of October, we had Elizabeth Pemberton versus Nevis Academy, and that was a 0-0. It was a draw. The game was a draw. And for that match, we saw Aiden Brandy of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School being selected as the player of the game. And then we saw Joycelyn Liber Primary School versus Montessori Academy, 8-0. And we saw Kelvin Liber Jr. being selected as the player of the game for that game. We had Maud Cross Prep versus Ivor Walters, 0-7 in favor of Ivor Walters. And the player of the game was Kevin Herbert. We saw St. James Primary versus Charlestown Primary, 0-3 in favor of Charlestown Primary, and the player of the game for that game was Josiah Mead of Charlestown Primary School. We saw St. Thomas's Primary versus VOJN, 3-0 in favor of St. Thomas's Primary, and Ezekiel Dickinson was selected as the player of the game for that game. And then we went on to Tuesday, and we had Tuesday 15th October, Ivor Walters versus Joycelyn Liber Primary, 3-1 in favor of Ivor Walters, and Caden Archibald was selected as the player of the game. We had Montessori Academy versus St. Thomas's Primary, 12-0 in favor of St. Thomas's Primary. Player of the game was Marvin Hamilton. We had Maud Cross Prep versus St. James's Primary, 1-0 in favor of St. James Primary. The player of the game was Akalia Herman of the St. James Primary School. Then we saw Nevis Academy versus Charlestown Primary, 3-1 in favor of Charlestown Primary. The player of the game, Tariq Roberts of the Charlestown Primary School. VOJN versus EPPS, 4-3 in favor of VOJN. And the player of the game was Janique Douglas of the Violet O'Jeffers Nichols Primary School. And then yesterday we had our most recent games, and it was nail biting, it was thrilling, it was exciting, and down to the last wire. And let me tell you, for those who are not football enthusiasts, we had people who didn't know a thing about football enjoying the game probably more than those who knew about it, because the excitement was really there and really high energy. And so we saw Charlestown Primary versus EPPS, 2-1 in favor of CPS. The player of the game was Tariq Roberts. We saw Joycelyn Library Primary versus St. James Primary, 4-0 in favor of Joycelyn Library Primary. The player of the game being Kelvin Liber Jr. of Joycelyn Library Primary. We had Nevis Academy versus Mall Cross Prep, 2-1 in favor of Nevis Academy, and the player of the game was Kaylin Powell of Nevis Academy. We also had St. Thomas's Primary versus Ivor Walters Primary, 2-1 in favor of Ivor Walters Primary. The player of the game for that one was Kevin Herbert. We saw VOJN versus Montessori Academy, 11-0. The player of the game was Miss Zion France. So congratulations to all the students. I don't think the final point standings are out as yet, but they will be out before tomorrow's games. So please make sure that you stay tuned to the Department of Sports Nevis Facebook page for updates. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Vaughn Radio from the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the games, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go.
All right, welcome back to Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education, ETAL, and of course the ETAL encompasses information technology, library services, youth, and sports. And so just before the break, we shared some of the scores for the ongoing National Bank Primary Schools football tournament, and as I said, we are winding down, so let me continue with the updates. Tomorrow, Sunday 20th October, we see 5 games, and each day we have 5 games, and so we see Ivor Walters versus VOJN at 4 p.m., St. James versus St. Thomas's at 4 p.m., Nevis Academy versus Joycelyn Library Primary at 5 p.m., Charleston Primary versus Malt Cross Prep at 5 p.m., and then the final game for the day, EPPS versus Montessori Academy. On Tuesday, that's the last game before the semifinals, we see VOJN versus St. Thomas's Primary at 3:30 p.m. We see Montessori versus Ivor Walters at 3:30 p.m. We see St. Thomas's versus Nevis Academy at 4:30, Mott Cross versus EPPS at 4:30, Charleston Primary versus Joycelyn Library Primary at 5:30. We also want to remind you that the semi-finals take place on Tuesday 29th October, and then the finals will happen on the 2nd of November. We close out the season then, and then we of course ensure that our students get squared away for the last month of school, focused predominantly on their Christmas celebrations and their end of term activities and the end of term exams and those types of activities, and we transition into track and field season as well. So towards the end of the term you will hear more. Some schools will have their cross-country events, some schools will have other events and activities related to track and field, and this track and field season proper starts in January. So once we get out of the football season, we slowly start transitioning into the track and field season. So please stay tuned as it relates to sports. We've already updated on some important information on youth and some deadlines coming up. We also want to encourage everyone to go on out and stop by the Nevis Public Library. They have a breast cancer awareness display currently, and we encourage you to just stop by and learn a bit from the staff there at the Nevis Public Library, and probably just, as I said, visit the display. I want to say kudos to the staff at the Nevis Public Library for putting that display on as well. We have had several other initiatives happening, and we will also have quite a few happening in the area of education. And coming up for the month of November, we should be seeing the TVET Week happening. TVET Week is a federal initiative, and so we will see the focus on TVET for the month of November. Now, as we may be aware, or as we should be aware, TVET refers to the technical and vocational education and training, pretty much the skill-based areas and careers, and we know that we put the same level of emphasis. It's important. There is no area, there is no vocation, there is no job that is more important than the other, and so we want to make sure that we highlight the TVET week of activity, TVET month of activities during the course of November. We have some events and activities in place already. We will put some more in place and share with you as time progresses. So the launch of the TVET month will take place at the start of November, as I said. On October 30th, the TVET Secretariat will have an activity happening there with the official opening ceremony taking place on Friday 1st November. Then we'll see Monday 4th, we'll have some appearances happening on the various media houses. On Tuesday 5th, there will be some school visits in St. Kitts, and there will be one, well, throughout the Federation. Starting Tuesday 5th, we'll see Washington Archibald High School. Friday 8th, there will also be a clinic very focused on cosmetology. On Monday 11th, the Keon High School visit. Tuesday 12th, the Bastia High School visit. Wednesday 13th, they'll have some appearances on various media houses as well. And 14th, there will be an awareness activity happening. The 15th on the 15th, we will see some school visits going on. For Nevis, we'll have a demonstration taking place featuring Miss Mavis Paris at the Charleston Secondary School. And then we move on to the 18th, and we'll have some more demonstrations happening. 19th, we'll have a demonstration as well as a panel going on. On the 20th, there should be a demonstration happening there as well in basic woodworking. Then we will see AVIC. AVIC will have their graduation ceremony, and that forms part of the month of activities. That will take place on the 24th. And then there will be some activities involving the CANTA members. CANTA, of course, we know is the regional body which focuses on TVET, and then we will have some other TVET workshops and meetings happening, and all of these activities will take us down to the 28th of November. So the entire month is filled with activities. And on Nevis, we will also be seeing on the 15th Magna comic workshop happening for students in the visual arts and art and design. They will have a person will be here doing teaching them how to utilize the Magna comic strategy, and so they'll do a Magna comic drawing workshop on November 15th. And so we want to ensure that persons understand the importance of the TVET subjects and ensuring that we have competence and skills in the various areas. I know that we have been over the years very much academically skewed, and we're trying to see how we can ensure that if you are pursuing or you're interested in a particular skill, that you can effectively do it, or at least ensure that you are capable and that you can demonstrate that you can perform some of the skills. And so that is our focus for the upcoming months and years, that we get that paradigm shift happening for our students who are interested in the technical and vocational areas. Please note that the technical and vocational areas are not limited to persons who may not necessarily be high achievers in academics, but anyone who is interested in pursuing those skills. So there is great value in the skills, and all of us, we know that we are one big ecosystem. We all rely on each other to ensure that we are successful, and so we rely on our skilled persons just as much as we rely on our professionals in other areas as well. All right, so just stay tuned and make sure that you are keeping abreast of all that is happening for Tibet month. We will take a short break, as I said. When we come back, we'll transition into the ECCB Children's Connection program, where Ajurne will join us, and we will be having some fun today during this Financial Information Month.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now it passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gears, let's gather round, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, good morning to everyone. Welcome to the ECCB Children's Connection program. I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me is our co-host,
Ajurne. Good morning, everyone.
all right, and Ajurne, do you know what the ECCB and its partners in the 8 member countries are celebrating this month and every October?
FIM, Financial Information Month.
And I think I spilled that earlier. I did. But every year in October, the ECCB and its partners, which include the commercial banks, government ministries, the schools, observe FIM, Financial Information Month, and they added the word festival. So Financial Information Month Festival, or FIM Festival. During the month, there are many activities in all ECCB countries, like financial fairs, radio programs, fun activities like walkathons and quizzes, competitions, and lots more. The goal of the FIM Festival is to educate the public on finances. That's why the theme for the month is Financial Empowerment Through Education. This year, the area on which the ECCB and its partners will focus is investing. This leads us to our topic for today, Ajurne. Have you ever heard the term investing?
Yes, many times.
Many times. All right. So we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk a bit about that term of investing. All right. Hi there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the ECCB Children's Connection program, a program which is produced and delivered by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And today, we'll be talking about, we said it just before the break, investing. Investing is a big word, and so can you spell it for our friends, Ajane? Investing.
Investing. INVESTING. Investing. INVESTING. Investing. One more time. INVESTING. Investing.
And you know I always jump ahead and try to cut across your journey, so I had to let you get your times in uninterrupted. But investing is our word for today, and excellent. I hope everyone wrote it down, and parents, every word that we can add to our children's vocabulary can be useful at some point, whether in their verbal or oral communication or in their writing at school. And so investing is when you put your money into something like a company or a business with the goal of growing your money over time. You can compare investing to planting a tree. Just like a tree grows over time, investments can grow your money over time. So if you buy a house this year for $1 million and you sell it next year for $2 million, this means that the value of the house doubled over 1 year and grew the money you invested in the house by $1 million. Now, Ajane, if your mom buys a piece of land for $5,000 and after 5 years she sells it for $10,000, how much money do you think she would make on the land sold?
$5,000 extra dollars.
Yes, $5,000 extra dollars, right? She made $5,000. Would you consider investing or not?
Yes, I would consider investing.
Why?
Because she put in money and she got back some more than what she put in originally.
Okay, good. And she was able to grow the money. Boys and girls, it doesn't mean that you put the money in the soil and it comes out with more, okay? When we speak to growing the money, we mean that you're able to get more from it after putting it in, okay? That is indeed investing, a journey, because she put $5,000 and then she was able to make another $5,000. I'm going to ask a personal question. Do you have a bank account?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I hope all of our boys and girls do, because a bank account is where you put your money, or where we put our money in a bank to be safe. And many people have bank accounts. That's a very good thing. When you only save your money, you are a saver. But when you invest your money to help it grow over time, you are an investor. That's why we should not only become savers, but we should think about becoming investors. Let's look at why. Ajani, have you ever thought about being an investor before today?
No.
You started to think about it today. I am too. All right. So, if you have $1,000 and a banker promises to give you $1,020 in 1 year, if you save your $1,000 in his bank, and an investment company promises to give you $1,100 in 1 year for the same $1,000 if you invest with them, to whom would you give your $1,000? Let me go through that again, boys and girls, because I think I might have lost some of us, including me. Let's go. If you have $1,000 and a banker promises to give you $1,020 in 1 year if you save your $1,000 in the bank, and an investment company on the other hand, so you have two persons coming to you trying to get your $1,000. The banker is saying, I'll give you $1,020 in 1 year if you invest your $1,000. The investment company is saying, I'll give you $1,100 if you invest your $1,000. Which one of them would you give your $1,000 to, place your $1,000 with?
The investment company.
The investment company. And why?
Because the return I get after investing is larger.
It's larger, right?
The bank, yeah.
And you want to make sure that you have the larger return on the investment. Of course, you would give it to the investor. Many times investments have a bigger rate of return than savings in a bank, and that sounds very complicated. But let's see what the rate of return means. Boys and girls, we're going to take our time because we don't want to lose you. This is very important information, and investing sounds like something that you may want to consider even at your age. So let's see if we can work it out. So the term that we're looking at right now is the rate of return. The return on the investment is how much money grows when you invest it. Imagine if you had $10 and you put it in a magic box that makes it grow. We're imagining, boys and girls, you have $10 and you put it in a magic box that makes it grow. After some time, when you open the box and you peek in, you find out that you now have $20. I want one of those magic boxes. The extra $10 is your return or your reward for putting that money in that box. The return is the way we measure how big the reward is, like a score for how much your money grew. If your money grew a little, the score is low. If your money grows a lot, the score is higher. So let's see if we can do some calculations. Pull your pencils out, pull your pens out. Oh, you had them out from when you were spelling investing. We're going to do some calculations. Drum roll, please. Okay. Let's calculate the returns on a few investments in our magic box. So we are the only ones who have this magic box today. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Boys and girls, I hope you're ready. I put $50 and I get $100 after a month. What is my return? I put $50 and I get $100 after a month. What is my return?
$50.
$50. So boys and girls, check your answers. Check your answers. I hope you have $50 there because we're going to keep doing these, and then after a while, we won't be here to help you. We'll leave you on your own. Okay? Second one, I put in $20 in the magic box, and after a week, I get $40 out of the magic box. Boys and girls, what is the return on that investment? Ajerne is going to help us.
We're gonna get $20.
Okay, $20. Check. Make sure you have it correct. Okay, now still have my magic box. I've emptied it out. I took out my $40 and I'm going to put in $25. 2 months later, I go back. I open it up. I was busy. I didn't have time. 2 months later, and I get $75. So I put 25 in, I was able to get 75 out. What's the return on my investment?
$50.
All right, so I hope you got that right, boys and girls. $50. And so I clear my $50 out and I say, okay, I have to purchase some things. I have to do some things with it. I'm going to put $15 in my magic box. And within a week, I will go back and I can find $20 in the box. What's the return on my investment?
$5.
Okay, make sure you have $5. And so we did an excellent job, boys and girls, I can tell. And of course in the studio here we had some help from Ajerne, so we thank her for that. And so we are getting the idea, I think, of what it means to invest and how investment works. We tried to make it as simple as we could so that it would mean something to you, boys and girls, because we really want you to know the importance of investing. In the real world, we don't have a magic box though. So the magic box is just an imaginary magic box. In the real world, there is no such magic box, but we can invest in many different things. We talked about buying a house earlier and buying land earlier. So buying a house and selling it at a higher price is an investment in what is known as real estate. Okay? Real estate is just a fancy word for land and the buildings on it, like houses, apartments, or stores. It's where people live, work, or play. For example, your home is part of real estate because it's a piece of land with a building on it. If someone owns or buys real estate, it means that they own the land and the things built on it. So that's one thing that people invest in, real estate. Okay? I don't know if boys and girls, you would be able to invest in real estate just now, maybe. But I'm sure that your parents have invested in real estate, and some of them do that even as a full-time job. People also invest in stocks. So as you know, before we explain what those are, stocks, it's easy for me, especially with my pronunciation, for them not to know how that word is spelled, and we want to make sure we get some different skills coming out, even though we're doing financial literacy. So can you help us help our boys and girls by spelling stocks for them? And I will not interrupt.
Stocks is spelled S-T-O-C-K-S. Stocks. Again, S-T-O-C-K-S. Stocks.
Okay, a stock is a way that you can buy a part or a piece of a company. Think of a company as a huge pizza, and we know how much all of us love pizza. And it's cut up into little pieces. The pieces are the stocks or the shares that the company is offering for purchase. When you buy the company stocks, you have invested in the company, and you now own your share, your portion, your part of it. So, you may be wondering, how buying stocks in a company is investing? Well, the price of each stock you buy from the company does not remain the same. It may go up, and when it does, the money you invested in the company will grow. Let's look at an example. As you name a popular company here on Nevis.
Rams.
Okay, Rams. All right, great. So let's say that Rams is selling stocks at $1 each. You decide to buy 3 shares of stocks from Rams. How much would you pay?
$3.
$3 because you need 3 shares at $1 each. Now you pay $3. Now 6 months down the road, the price of the shares for the stock at Rams goes up to $2. How much money is your investment now worth?
$6.
$6. So you paid $3, and now your investment is worth $6. And so your investment in Rams will be now worth $6, and the 3 shares of stocks have been multiplied by 2. Now, Jenny, what has happened to your investment? Do you think that you made a wise decision by investing in Rams?
Yes,
the $3?
Yes, I do, because my money has grown.
It has grown. Good. Your investment has in fact doubled in value. You started by investing $3, and now you have $6. So this would definitely be a good investment. While investing is a very good way to help grow our wealth, we have to be very careful, because there are always risks involved. So we talk about growth, but we have to talk about the risks. And so, do you know what a risk is?
Yes, it's a bad decision.
Okay.
Or a decision that can lead to something bad happening.
When people talk about risk, it means that they're doing something where they might win or lose, or something good or bad could happen. The higher the risk, the greater the chance that something bad could happen. And so that's something to keep in mind. In investing, there are always risks, because there's no guarantee that you'll always make money. Sometimes investments can go down in value. For example, let's say that you bought a popular toy, boys and girls, that you think would be worth more in the future, but then it becomes less popular and loses value. Ajane, if you're planning to buy stocks in a company and you heard something bad about that company in the news, would you still buy the stocks?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, you'd think twice about that, because it would be risky. The company could close down after you buy the stock, and if that happens, what will happen? You will lose the money that you invested. So, boys and girls, the possible risks should not scare you away from investing, because, as we mentioned earlier, there are also rewards, and the rewards can often be great. Investing helps people build wealth, and if it is managed properly, you can do very well to secure your future in years to come. The earlier you start investing, the more money you will enjoy. For our moms and dads and all of the adults out there listening today, if you want to learn more about how you can invest for a better future, you can visit the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange website at www.ecseonline.com for more information. And Ajane, every morning, for those persons who tune into Von Radio, every morning you will hear the information in relation to the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange. So just make sure that you keep tuned in to that. Today, Ajane, will you tell your friends what you learned today about investing?
Yes, I will.
Okay, what will you tell them?
I'll tell them that if they come to me, they can invest $1 in me and I'll get them back $2.
Well, Ajana, how will you get that work? All right, so I see you're still here thinking about strategies even for entrepreneurship.
Or I learned a cool technique. It's called the lollipop effect. You could give your friend a lollipop and then you'll ask them, will you give it to me? And then that's a form of a risk because they don't know if they're going to get it back or not. And if they give it to me, they trust me enough, I can give them back too. But if they keep their lollipop, they won't get an investment.
Lollipop investments. Which one? Well, I guess I don't even know what the cost of a lollipop is these days. but that's very interesting and I think a good example for students, age-appropriate example for our listeners in terms of investing, making investments. And we know even at our schools we have the opportunity to do our junior savings accounts in primary schools and within our high schools as well. We have some junior saving programs as well. So just take a look, parents, and see how we can find ways to multiply our money to make it grow so that we can secure our children's futures. And today, Ajane, we learned that investing is an action we take with our money to make it grow. So if we sit on it, if we put it under the mattress, if we do any of those things, which I know nobody out there does anymore, but if we do those things, the money would not grow. Okay? We can invest in different things such as real estate, and I hope our boys and girls remember what real estate is. We talked about real estate being land and houses or buildings on that land, and purchasing shares or stocks in companies. And many companies here on Navis throughout the region have shares and stocks that you can purchase. In fact, the cooperative credit unions and those institutions have shares and stocks as well. So you'll see examples all over, boys and girls. We also learned that starting to invest earlier in life is better than starting later because you have more time to watch that money grow. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we want to hear from you, boys and girls. We hope we did a good job explaining the concept of investing. We want to hear from all of you as it relates to what we learned today. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
Connecting our children of our easy region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking our children with excellent mentoring.
Welcome back, everyone, and of course in our special grouping within the everyone, our boys and girls listening. Ajane, we're going to see how much they remember about what we learned today in relation to investing. And so, boys and girls, you can call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 for a chance to win your prizes. All you have to do is be the first to call and Journey is going to read a list of questions for you. She will read them twice. Take note of which question you want to answer, and then when you call in, you just let her know which question you would like to answer. She will read it for you, and we'll go from there. So Journey, over to you. We have 5 questions for those who are watching online on Vaughn Radio's Facebook page or YouTube channel. Know that the questions will also be on the screen, so you can select which question you want to answer.
Number 1. What is investing? What is investing? Number 2. True or false? Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. True or false? Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Number 3. Multiple choice. What is my return if I invest $50 and get back $60? A. $50, B. $60, C. $10, or D. I won't get any return on my investment. Number 4. True or false? Investing could give you a better rate of return compared to savings in a bank. Investing could give you a better rate of return compared to savings in a bank. And number 5. True or false? There are no risks in investing. There are no risks in investing.
Ooh, we have somebody really sharp. Okay?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Which question would you like to answer?
Question number 1.
Okay, what is investing?
Put your money into something and watching it grow.
Good. Watching it grow. Good job. What's your name?
Kelvin Liban.
Good morning, Karen. Thank you for calling.
Good job.
Ensure to pick up your prize at the Department of Education.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Good job, Karen. Ajoni, let's go. So we have 1 down, 4 to go. Everyone wake up. Let's go. We have some questions, and I hope Kelvin and all of his friends and family will be investing in something very soon.
Number 2. True or false? Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Which question would you like to answer?
I'm not hearing you properly.
Which question would you like to answer?
Question number 3, please.
Okay, multiple choice. What is my return if I invest $50 and get back $60? A.
$10.
Oh, okay. Good job. What's your name?
Malaika Dawson.
Good morning, Malaika. How are you doing today?
I didn't hear that.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Ensure to pick up your prize at the Department of Education. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye.
So we have 2 future investors in the persons of Kelvin and Malaika, and we have 3 questions left. Let's go, Ajerne.
Number 2. True or false? Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Number 4. True or false? Investing could give you a better rate of return compared to savings in a bank. And number 5. True or false? There are no risks in investing.
All right, so we have just about 2 minutes left, boys and girls. You know that there is no way I'm going to leave my good friend out. So we'll wrap up this segment quickly. We're going to give you just a little while to call in, but we want to make sure that we give Oliver his due time and that we can make it through in time to learn about our value lesson for today. Okay? So boys and girls, we have question 2 still available, question 4 still available, and question 5 still available. And we want to get those in. Ajani will read them one last time, and once you're finished, we'll wrap up, or if anyone interrupts you, but we'll wrap up and let Oliver flying.
Number 2. True or false? Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Real estate is property that includes land and buildings. Number 4. True or false? Investing could give you a better rate of return compared to savings in a bank. Investing could give you a better rate of return compared to savings in a bank. And number 5. True or false? There are no risks in investing. There are no risks in investing.
Alright, remember 4691616, 4691700. But I hear some wings fluttering. I hear them. Ajani, can you hear them?
Yes,
and
I can.
So boys and girls, he's right here on top of us. Let's welcome Oliver.
Well, boys and girls, welcome back to Oliver's Treehouse. Can you guess what our wise word for today is? Let me give you a hint. When a person does something nice for someone else, even when they weren't expecting it, like calling them up to find out how they are doing, running an errand, or getting that person a present for their birthday, what kind of person is that? We say that person is thoughtful. If you guessed right, congratulations. A thoughtful person is someone who pays attention or considers others' feelings when they speak and act. Let's think of others this October month and be thoughtful. My name is Oliver, and I approve this message. Now back to your host.
Alright, so much. We're so thankful to you, as always, Oliver, for introducing our word for today, our value lesson for today. Being thoughtful means thinking about how other people feel and doing nice things to help them. It's like when you share your toys or help someone without being asked to, because you care. And so, Ajani, can you think of, can you give our listening friends an example of being thoughtful? Another one?
Volunteering.
Wonderful.
Or there's a challenge HBU has right now. It's the 21-day Be Kind challenge. That's another way of being thoughtful. One of them says, I don't remember which day it is, but it says be helpful. And it says help someone in need, or help someone who may have autism. If you see somebody struggling who has autism, be kind and help them as well.
Wonderful. And so being thoughtful is also about trying to make someone's day better or easier. It's like when you remember to say thank you or please, or when you help carry something heavy for someone. It shows that you're thinking about others and not just yourself. For example, offering to help with the dishes after dinner, boys and girls, or cleaning the backyard. And those are ways to show that you are thoughtful at home. And so, Jordan, we can also be kind and gentle to our animals, making sure we feed our pets and we're careful about them. All of that includes being thoughtful. You're showing that you care about how they feel. When you're thoughtful, you listen, you share, you help, you do nice things because you care about them. Just like you care that you know that they would care about you, and you hope they would care about you. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we're so happy, boys and girls, that you joined us today. So until we meet again, I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I am your co-host, Ajani Hart.
Let's talk again soon, but until then, be thoughtful. Think about investing for your future and
Stay connected.
Connecting our children.